It's been rumored for weeks, but it's finally official. The Broncos have traded for Joe Flacco. Hello from inside the Broncos Media Center. I am Phil Milani alongside Matt Boyer and Steve Atwater. Guys, how much do we think that Joe Flacco has left in the tank?
I think he's got quite a bit left in the tank. I know this isn't the 10-year plan that the Broncos wanted at quarterback. Joe Flacco, of course, being 34, but a Super Bowl MVP, Steve, a guy who's got 38,000 career passing yards, 61% completion percentage. This guy can still play, and with Rich Scangarello's offense, what he wants to run, Flacco had arguably his best years in that type of offense.
I agree. I would imagine he has at least a good 3 to 4 good years left in the tank, and that's plenty to get a chance to really get a feel for what type of quarterback Joe Flacco still is. Again, Coach Scangarello's system, like you said, I think will fit him to a T. Run a lot of 21 personnel, 2 backs, 1 tight end, a lot of 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends, so you can max protect at any time. A lot of play action pass will be going from up under center quite a bit. I think it'll fit him really well, and a big factor is going to be how we can get that offensive line, how Mike Munchak can get that offensive line to block.
Flacco, pump fake. Down the right side, wide open is John Brown for the touchdown.
It's going to take some time getting used to seeing Joe Flacco in that orange 5 jersey. I know that he's sort of a villain in Denver, but let's show you some of the interesting facts about Joe Flacco here. He took a team to the playoffs 6 out of 10 seasons. He started at least 10 games. He guided the Ravens to 3 AFC Championship games. He's the winningest quarterback in Ravens history. And since entering the NFL in 2008, he's won 10 playoff games. Only Tom Brady has more playoff wins in that time span. So you guys mentioned it, Rich Scangarello. Will he be able to rejuvenate Flacco's career?
I think so. I think also Flacco's is more mobile than people are going to be willing to give him credit for. He can kind of get on the edges, bootleg a little bit. Steve mentioned 21 personnel. The Broncos have a very good group of running backs and Andy Janovich that can complement what Flacco's able to do. If you get another veteran tight end in there, Steve, similar to what the Ravens were able to do with Mark Andrews, now you're talking about a pretty good complement of weapons.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to have to make sure our tight ends are healthy. Hopefully we'll pick up another tight end so we can have more depth at that position. Tight ends, fullbacks, I can imagine Janovich is so happy right now knowing that he's going to be a big part of this offense. We may have to pick up another fullback because fullbacks are a vital part of Coach Scangarello's system. And I'm looking forward to seeing it all come together. It's going to be exciting for everyone.
Well, let me ask you this. What you guys are talking about, it seems like that's old school offense in the NFL. We've heard John Elway say, hey, we want to evolve into today's NFL. What is this offense going to look like? I mean, is it going to be this old style, or do you think there's going to be some wrinkles in there?
I think it's going to be a mixture of old concepts and new concepts. I don't necessarily, just because Joe Flacco can't run like Kyler Murray doesn't mean he can't have success in the NFL. I think you look at a guy like Flacco, you just want to try and utilize his skill sets, which is what Scangarello said about getting that whoever the quarterback is, playing to his skill set. Flacco can bootleg, get to the line of scrimmage, get under center, kind of analyze the defense. Those are his strengths. You can win it a lot of different ways in the NFL.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, a quarterback, his best attribute is to be able to pass the ball effectively. And I know a lot of quarterbacks are a threat because they can run the ball, they're very mobile, but at the end of the day, if you can't pass the ball, you're not going to be a successful quarterback, and Joe Flacco does a great job of passing the ball. Now, when you say, will this be old school? It will have a little bit of old school stuff to it, but it's all the old school stuff that works. Just because stuff is old school doesn't mean you got to throw it out just because it's old school. If it works, it's effective, let's continue to do that. But there definitely will be some new stuff in there too, some new wrinkles in there with it. Again, a lot of the play action passes, a lot of the route concepts are very 21st century.
In San Francisco, Nick Mullins wasn't a Kyler Murray type quarterback, and they still managed to have success in San Francisco's second half of the year. So I think, to Steve's point, you can win it a lot of different ways.
All right. Well, Joe Flacco heading into year 12 in the NFL. He is the 4th first-round pick from the 2008 draft to wear a Broncos uniform, joining Ryan Clady, Aqib Talib, and Dominic Rodgers.
Did you dusting off the stat book? Look at that.
I'm giving you all the information.
Okay, yeah.
You come here for the facts. All right, that's going to do it. Joe Flacco, officially a Denver Bronco. For Steve Atwater, Matt Boyer, I'm Phil Milani.